Let me know when you're situated. Get all your squeaks, all your squawks out.
Can I sit like this? Is that
It's
approved?
perfect. Yeah, you did it last week.
I got the...
Your croc was front and center. It literally was like 3 people were on the podcast. Me, you, and the croc. Well, Frank, welcome back to your own podcast. This is like an unprecedented streak that you've actually shown up every single week for the past 3 weeks in a row, I think.
Yeah. Were you planning on saying that the whole time, or did that just pop in your head?
It's just
was that premeditated? You giving me
it's
shit?
It's an emotion in my heart. It's a feeling in my heart. That was coming from my heart.
Okay.
Not my
cool.
brain. We've been getting some great feedback, though. I thought I'd read you 2 pieces of feedback that we have gotten. One being from my mom. She said, "Hi, listened to the podcast last night, and I have to say they're entertaining. I like that the fan hates Frank." And I think that you and Frank actually work well because he is so little backstory about my mom is she does not physically use her thumbs to text. She always talks into her phone. So Frank actually works, what did she say? Frank actually, you work so well together because he is a dyed and makes you shine even more. I think she meant you're a dud and you make me shine even more. And it's kind of fun. You are the center of everything and you can pick on him and get away with it.
Wow, that's great.
So my mom thinks you're a dud. Mm-hmm. Speaking of people that think you're a dud, Stephanie, your hater. She's back. Literally love of my life. She said, "Frank with some fresh Reba knowledge. He did his homework this week." And I said, "It's about time." And she said, "Even a blind squirrel finds a nut every now and then."
Oh, man.
So the people are talking.
You know, I mean, it's better than not talking.
It really is. It really is. Yeah. So
they say,
rolling.
if they're not going to love you, they should hate you.
I know.
You don't want them to feel
that's a Real Housewives intro. And she's like, you either love me or hate me. There's no in between. What would your Real House Husbands of Madison, Tennessee be?
What would my slogan be?
Yeah, your slogan.
It'd probably just be like, fucking, and that's it.
No, because they always do like a dramatic turn and then they're like, I don't love diamonds. I love cash. Yours would be like, and they'd cut it. They'd be like, nope, taking too long. That's all you get is like, you're just, you take too long. You're a little like drawn out. But that's fine. You're a laid back kind of guy. What are you rushing to get to heaven? Like, where are you going? Nowhere.
Yeah.
Okay, cute. How's everything in your life?
It's fine.
Nothing new.
Just nothing that anybody wants to hear about.
You're just living that gluten-free life.
Yeah. You guys have a lot of gluten-free snacks. Like, is one of you gluten-free now? What's going on?
No, I'm just, striving to be a better version of myself every day. But, like, I've realized, like, I'm really not a snacker anymore. Since I've, like, had a baby, I don't snack. Whereas I used to just eat 24/7. So it's a great way, like, if you want to get skinny, just have a baby because you never have time to feed yourself. That's probably how I've lost the baby weight.
Yeah, I mean, because I saw gluten-free pancakes, gluten-free brownies down there. Well, unmade.
Unmade, yes, of course. I've been also like trying baby-led weaning, which is where like with my son, like you try to wean him off of just drinking milk.
Oh, yeah.
And move him onto like real food. So I'm trying to like introduce him to like healthier foods. I don't want to just like pump him full of gluten, sugar, and salt just yet. I'm going to wait a couple more months.
Good call.
But yeah. Well, that's fine. Nothing new with your family? How's everybody?
My parents are in Guatemala right now. Yeah, they were doing a sweat lodge today. You know what that is? Yeah,
because I've heard about people dying in them. Like, aren't you worried?
Well, if it's their time to go, it's their time to go.
Your parents seem like the kind of people that would do a little sweat lodge action, like wear matching tunics, go in.
I mean, I don't know if they do that, but they probably like have like Indian drums or something like that, and they all like bang on their drums and. Wow. I don't know. Sit there and sweat.
So what are they healing from? Like, is this because they had to be your parent? So they're
it's
trying to...
because I talk too slow. So,
they're trying to
traumatized from that.
Cute. Well, my family's good. Thanks for asking.
Well, you didn't even give me an opportunity to ask you.
You're so slow. So I'm just going to I'll just answer the question. Family's doing okay. My sister was here.
Yeah, how was that?
This weekend. It was so nice. I mean, like truly, we've got to get this podcast off the ground and we got to make a ton of money so that I can have like just a helper, like a nanny, like that stays with me all the time. Because my little sister, like, she just
Wait, which one?
Moran. She's 19. Okay. She just like, oh, Malcolm needed to be changed. Oh, I'll do it. He needs to be woken up. I'll do it. Oh, he needs to be fed. I'll do it. Like, I didn't have to lift a finger. And it was just so amazing.
The life you're destined for, huh?
The life I'm destined for. I'm not meant to work. Just like that meme. I'm not meant to work. I'm meant to slay. Or like born to slay, forced to work. That's just me. Like, when Kim Kardashian says like nobody wants to work anymore, it's like, me.
Yeah. Totally.
I don't want to work. It's like not fun. And we have to stop pretending that going to work and working a job is fun and fulfilling. It's not. Like, it's not. And believe me, I'm a feminist. I'm all about women like going to work, all that kind of stuff. But we have fundamentally screwed ourselves over because now not only are we taking care of the kids and the house, then we also have to have another job.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm glad that women are, like, in the workforce and doing their thing. But if I could go back in a time machine, I would just maybe be like, hey, girls, like, shh, let's take it down because you don't know what's coming. This isn't like, oh, you make $30,000 a year. You can have 9 kids that all start with a J, Jebediah, Jeremiah, Jedemiah, like, and then you can go on vacations. Like, no. Like, we've harmed ourselves by wanting to be in the workforce. So.
Well. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to say anything because
you've
already broadcasted that I'm a whatever
woman
it is.
Hating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
That's my life, just ruining the day that the women's movement began because now I'm suffering from it.
Oh, actually, my mom was like, are you really a woman hater?
Oh.
So, yeah, it's really coming across great. Thank you for that.
I think she knows you don't hate women.
She asked it a little
too earnestly.
Alarmingly. Yeah.
Okay, well,
I was like, no, she was obviously joking, Ma. Like, what do you call your mom? Mom? I call my mom Ma.
Yeah, because you got that weird mother-son situation going on.
Yeah, I don't know. I remember my dad used to call his mom Ma, and I always thought it was really funny. So I started doing it, and now
it's just stuck. See, I'm just like a mom and dad. Like, that's it. It was never like, well, I'm sure like maybe when I was little, I called my parents mommy and daddy. But like, you know how some girls now they're like 26 and they work in marketing. They're like, hi, daddy, like to their dad. And you're like, Jessica, what are you doing?
Yeah, no, Molly calls her dad daddy. But she's super Southern. She says it in like a really Southern.
Maybe it's a Southern thing.
Like when she talks to her dad, like the banjo in her comes out.
Oh my gosh.
Like it's sometimes hard to understand.
I just like in my hometown, all the boys, the men, like they call their mom Ma. And it's like, but I feel like you're a little more like laid back, whatever. They're like, Ma, like you didn't like
Ma the meatloaf.
Yeah,
like that.
you didn't wash my underpants. Like, why didn't you wash my underpants? Like, it's like that.
Yeah,
and
it's an aggressive Ma.
Yeah, a little bit. But now that I have a son, I understand why mother-son duos are so effing weird. Like, it's just creepy, it's kooky. But like now that I have a son, I'm like, oh, so yeah, like he's gonna live at home and marry me. Now I get it. I understand it fully.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, should we get into the news?
Let's do it.
We've got some great, if it's opposite day, stories to go into. Nothing too riveting, nothing too salacious, but things have happened and we're the ones that have to tell the people that they happened. It's in our contract.
It's our obligation.
This is the debt that we are paying to society. With
great power comes great responsibility.
Oh my gosh. It's literally like our covenant. It's our mission. It's our passion. Who knew we were such philanthropists? All right, first story. Kimberly Perry announces If I Die Young Part 2, a new EP, and she wants to redefine her name. Kimberly Perry, you know her?
Perry.
The band Perry, like a literal throwback. So Kimberly Perry made a name for herself with her Grammy Award-winning sibling trio, the band Perry, most known for its hit song If I Die Young, but now she is ready for round 2, but solo. She announced plans on Monday to release her debut solo EP, Bloom, and on June 9th, its lead single, If I Die Young, Part 2, it's going to be available on Friday.
Dang.
So we're going to get a continuation to the story of If I Die Young.
So what is the continuation? If I Don't Die Young?
Basically, So I stumbled upon this news and thought it's iconic because she signed with like Songs and Daughters, which is Nicole Gallian's label.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, this is going to be like finger looking good. It's going to be just like so cool. But before I realized that, I came across a TikTok of Kimberly Perry saying, oh, I have new music coming out. And she was like singing a verse. And I was like, man, this girl can only write one song, because it literally was like, I was like, this sounds like If I Die Young, like literally part 2. And it is. So it is just her saying kind of like, thank God that premonition didn't come true. Like, thank God that I didn't die young. Because she's 39 now. She's categorizing that as no longer young, which is subjective. But I'm excited to see, like, were the brothers holding her back?
Oh.
They didn't look like they had the strength in their arms to hold her back. So I'm not sure what we're going to get.
You know, I heard a rumor from a pretty good source that I would trust. I'm not going to name.
Why? We can bleep it out.
Yeah,
People loved our bleep last week.
From I mean, I don't have to say his last name because you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Sheeran. Yeah, Ed Sheeran. So when they were with Big Machine, when the band Perry was with Big Machine back in the day, they made a record, and Scott Borchetta wanted Rick Rubin to produce it. And so they made, and the cost to make a record with Rick Rubin is pretty hefty. Apparently he charged, and charges, $1 million a song.
What? I literally thought you were
That's what I was
$50,000.
told by someone who has been in the music business for a long time, and I don't think would lie to me about that. He had no reason to when we were talking about it. And they made a record with like 17 or 18 songs on it. And
What?
Scott Borchetta didn't like the record. And Rick Rubin was like, well, I don't care. You just asked me. You paid me to make a record with that many songs on it, and I did. You didn't pay me to, like, it doesn't matter whether you like it or not. Like, you just paid me to make it. And so they spent all that money. I don't know if that, like, they got in too big of a hole. And
$18 million.
Yeah.
The things I could do.
Pretty
I
crazy.
wouldn't be sitting here. Just kidding. I would. I'd just be looking a hell of a lot snatched. Wow. So that's maybe why they lost their record deal or something?
Well, I don't know. I mean, that could just be sort of like one of the factors that caused them to, because who knows, maybe they loved it. And
because they were trying to go pop. Remember? Everything was like nude tones, and they were trying to go pop and all that. And I don't think it really worked out.
So maybe that, like, maybe they loved it, and so then they butted heads with Scott, and
drama in the family.
Yeah, drama ensued after that, and like sort of led to whatever it is that happened to them.
I will be listening, 100%. I'm excited. She's also pregnant, so like the cover is like her in this pink dress.
Pregnant at 39, nice.
Frank, you really do hate women. Who cares?
No, I am on board for, I mean, I'm not a doctor, but I think it's a myth that women can't get pregnant later in life. I think it's this thing we've been fed forever.
No, it's definitely not a myth. They can. It's just like more high risk.
Because I've met a lot of women who are older. I met a lady who had a kid at 48.
Yeah, that's fine. You can do that. You can put anything you put your mind to.
Well, I don't know about that, but
a higher risk situation. Janet Jackson gave birth at 52.
Didn't know that.
You learn something every day.
Yeah, but anyways, I am on board for women to to not feel pressured like they got to have a kid by 26.
Guys, finally, the pressure is off. Oh, Frank, you don't know how long we've been waiting.
All right, let's move on. Back to the stories.
They gotta get by the live. That's it. Like, period. End of sentence. She's putting out new music. We're gonna get a little taste of it this Friday. I'm gonna be listening. I don't know if I'm gonna be staying up at midnight, like on that Thursday. I'm not that kind of girly anymore. I used to do that. Now I will be asleep, ever afraid that my kid is gonna wake up at any moment.
Yeah.
So I'll be doing that. But Friday morning, I'll be listening. It's kind of our job now. Because if you don't start listening to this music that's coming out and having an opinion on it, Stephanie's going to come in like...
I feel like I've listened to all of it.
Okay, that's your opinion. That's fine. Okay, next story, which is kind of like twofold. I don't even know. Very, very messy. Yellowstone star Kevin Costner's wife of 18 years files for divorce. Wow. So very sad. Yellowstone star Kevin Costner's wife, Christine Baumgartner Costner, has filed for divorce from the actor. TMZ reports they've been married for 18 years, having wed in 2004. Oof, a lifetime ago, truly. She cites irreconcilable differences as a reason for the split, and then his reps confirmed it. They're both going to do 50-50 custody of the kids. They have 3 kids, all teenagers. And
how old are they?
The kids or
no,
Kevin Costner?
Kevin Costner.
I don't know. I don't care how old he is. He's still got it.
I mean, I feel like he's been 55 for the last 20 years.
Yeah, if you think about him like The Bodyguard, like that was a 50-year-old man. Yeah. And that came out all like 50 years ago. It's kind of like Steve Martin. Steve Martin has been 60 years old for 38 years. It makes no sense.
What was the movie where he had like 14 kids or whatever?
She brought a dozen kids.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Close.
Okay, the second part of this Kevin Costner story that I've seen, though, is blind items on TikTok resurfacing that the reason he is not continuing to do Yellowstone, so like they're killing him off this season, and it's like been put out there already, is because apparently he impregnated someone in the cast and crew of Yellowstone. That's a blind item.
You can get fired for that?
Frank, no, he's choosing to leave. He does not want to be on Yellowstone anymore. Like whatsoever. And now it's like that news comes out that he's leaving.
Yes, he still does. He got it.
He definitely does. Kevin Costner can get it because he's got it. He's leaving Yellowstone, doesn't want to be part of it anymore. Then rumors, did he impregnate someone? Then now this split after 18 years.
That is a long time.
That's a long time.
I mean, but like 20 years, it's like, all right, I mean, maybe.
But now that the kids are all older,
yeah,
I guess you can bounce. I don't know. I don't really get divorced. Like, I don't understand it.
Oh, sorry, I was confused by what you said for just a second.
I mean, it's just like, that's so embarrassing. Like, how do you ask someone for a divorce? Like, if I ever wanted to get divorced, like, no one would know, not even my husband, because, like, that's so embarrassing. Like, what do you say? When's a good time to bring that up? He's just like,
definitely on vacation, like the day you get on, day you arrive on a 10-day vacation, that's when you tell.
With all other couples so that you can be the ones ruining it for everybody else. Yeah, I just like don't know how you, I would honestly text him.
While you're sitting on the same couch?
Yeah, I'd just be like, so. I don't know, that would be like so like awkward and embarrassing.
Well, hopefully you don't
ever have to
have that conversation or that text
or hopefully,
conversation.
Like, or is it like, okay, you know, when you're like 14 and like you have a boyfriend and like you want to break up with them, but like you don't want to be the one to break up with them, so like then you try to make them break up with you.
Yeah.
I'll just like do that if I need that situation.
Can we take polls on the podcast?
Sure.
Is there a way to do that?
We could, yeah.
So, actually, I have 2 polls, but we'll just start with the first one.
Okay.
Is it worse to break up with someone or get broken up with? Because I'm kind of in category A of it's horrible breaking up with people.
Because you just break up with so many women.
Well, no, I mean, I broke up with Molly like 3 times. All 3 times it was really hard.
Wow, that girl seriously like deserves a lot.
Yeah. I can't break up with her again. She'll murder me. So
yeah.
If I go missing.
I feel like it would be worse to...
I mean, I guess it's not that hard, like, if you don't have a conscience or a soul or anything like that, or you hate the person.
No, I think it's all about the aftermath. So if you're wanting to break up with someone, like, that's a preemptive, like, oh my gosh, I gotta do this. That is like, ooh, that is a pit in your stomach. And then you do it, you release it, and you can walk away and whatever. But like to be broken up with, then you are carrying that on. So that's tough.
I mean, I think it's gonna be right on the. It might be a 50-50 split.
What's your second poll?
actually, it's not really like a poll, but Molly and I were talking last night. I'll ask you the same question I asked her. I don't know if this is going to be appropriate for our audience, but we can cut it out if it's not. Okay. If you had to line up just 10 people, okay, what percentage do you think that you could guess just by looking at them whether or not they eat ass?
Frank, this is definitely not appropriate for our podcast. So we are going to bleep it out. Please, black bar over the mouth.
You know, just when you look at someone, you never think like they're into some weird shit.
I
mean, not that eating ass, don't want to kink shame. Not that eating ass is a bad thing.
No, it is. Like, let's stop. All of these people like talk about it in like rap songs and all this stuff. Like, it's weird. I don't care who you are, where you're from, what you did. Just don't do that. That's no.
Okay.
Not only is it a health hazard, but then how do you like look at someone in the eyes the next day? No.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Nope.
I feel like it's definitely something where you can't look at each other the next day. But no, my question is, do you think you could look at someone and tell whether they like what is your
Maybe if I stood next to them and smelled their breath. Frank, I literally can't like this kind of stuff. Like, I know I'm just like such a fun, free, like funny girly, but like I can't like jail. We need to relook at the Constitution. Everyone's all of like the right to bear arms. No, the right to eat out. Like it has to like this whole thing of like, you know, every man is like free. That's the one freedom we got to take away. Murdering, eating it's got to go.
Okay. I mean, I wasn't voting for or against it.
We have to bleep all of this out. Like literally my grandma listens and like gives me feedback all the time.
Is it going to be as funny if we don't, if it's bleeped out? Maybe.
Yeah,
we'll try
maybe.
it.
Okay. We need to move on because now my face is getting red and my foundation already doesn't match my neck. So, okay. Anyways. Okay. Third story. Alexander Ludwig and wife Lauren welcomed newborn daughter 4 weeks early. So now you may be scratching your head and going, Alexander Ludwig.
Definitely.
Who is that? This is via Taste of Country. So it's like, okay, a country music star? Maybe. Alexander Ludwig and his wife Lauren have officially welcomed their first child together, and she showed up a little earlier than originally planned. The couple's daughter, Lenny James Ludwig, okay, so cute, kill me, was born Thursday, April 27th, and the family announced the happy news on Instagram. So they're describing Alexander Ludwig as a country singer here.
Wait. The kid's name is Lenny?
Yes, it's a girl. Lenny. But like Leni.
Oh.
So cute.
I feel like you have to have a fancy last name like Ludwig. To throw a name like Lenny in front of it. Like if you put Lenny Maroney, it's like that kid's going to be weird.
Cute. Lenny Maroney. That's kind of cute. It's like Maddie Alley. I like it. Okay, anyways, the real reason I wanted to talk about the story is not because like everyone's dying about like Alexander Ludwig. I personally did not know that he was a country singer, but he's an actor. He has been in Race to Witch Mountain, The Redo, The Redo with Anna Sophia Robb. He has been in The Hunger Games, things of the like. Now, why do we care? Why is this important? This is a personal story to me because when I was about, I don't know, too old to be like loving an actor, my sister was touring college upon college upon college, and my parents would drag me to go to these colleges, and it was just like boring. I'm never gonna get in. I don't care. Like, why are we here? But my sister's very smart, so she was touring amazing places. So at that time, literally the background of my phone was Alexander Ludwig because he was in Race to Witch Mountain, and I was like feeling things. I literally loved him. I thought he was the hottest thing to ever exist. Like, I was in love with him.
The background of your phone, huh?
Yeah, it was a mint green Verizon LG chocolate. If that tells you anything. My personality. So we go to Dartmouth, the college, okay. And she's taken the tour, whatever. And we'd been on these tours, whatever. And I didn't want to go. But then my parents were like, no, you have to come. So then I did. We're sitting down. And it was like another tour group was walking by. And all of a sudden, I had this feeling in my heart, soul, body. Everything, I was like, he's here. I knew it. I could tell. I could taste it in the air that this man that I'd never met before, but was like, I'm going to marry him, was in the room. And then it was like Jesus walking on water. He just,
like
it was like the gates of heaven, lights shining down, slow motion. He wasn't even walking. He was gliding. He was sashaying just down this brick corridor, like walking right in front of our tour group. And I was like, and all my sisters, all 25 of us all knew, like, bing, 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 like, that is him. They're all staring at me like we are sitting there like flabbergasted. Like, this man, I'm like, what? Like, he is here. And so then, like, I couldn't, like, focus, whatever. And then after, we begged my dad. We're like, we have to find him and say something. And, like, we were obviously, like, too afraid. I was probably, like, 14 years old. And we happened to just be, like, walking around the campus. We saw him again. And we were like, Dad, please go ask him. And my dad, like, went up and was like, hey, like, I've got 4 daughters. They're all, like, in love with you. They want, like, to know if we can come talk to you. And he was like, yeah, sure. He was so nice. We all went, like, my dad was, we were all getting, like, tripped up in our words because it was like, this is a movie star. Like, it was just the most iconic situation ever. He took a picture with us. He was so nice. And I feel like ever since he's been looking for me, because now it's like he's an actor, he's in Hollywood, but now he's in Nashville and wants to be a country singer. Sounds familiar. He has a kid. Sounds familiar. He's trying to get closer to me. He remembers me at Dartmouth and my braid, and he was like, I've got to find my way to this girl.
Sounds like you might be sending Seth that text after
Maybe.
all.
No, they're like very happy. But I didn't even know that he was like doing country music now. Now I know. Now this is going to be a podcast about Alexander Ludwig and his music career.
Okay, well,
so I know it means nothing to you.
I'll have to go listen to his music then.
But it's a story that I will cherish in my heart because, like, he could have been I was really ugly. Like, he could have been really mean to me. And he was like, he probably felt bad for me. And I just, like, Frank, you have to think about it. Like, who was your teen crush? Who was the girl? Who was the posters on your wall?
Who, I don't know. Topanga?
Okay, imagine being so in love with Topanga and then she walks by you on a random Saturday afternoon.
Yeah.
It's like fate. And, like, your loves are ever changing. So, like, I was a Justin Bieber girly, Jonas Brothers girly, like, but that time I was obsessed with Alexander Ludwig. And it just happened.
Look at the stars are aligning.
They're the stars. Me, a star, him, a star, our baby star. Okay. We might have to delete all of this because I've had an in now because I have a kid. I got to find out what mom groups they're in. And then, like, oh, Malcolm, go play with little Lenny. And then the kids are friends. Wow, that's a seamless relationship. And then I could be like,
you got it all figured out.
Gosh, you look so familiar. Were you like an actor or something? Were you like touring Dartmouth or something? Okay, that's a plan. So I know you don't care about it, but I care about it. So you should care about it because we're best friends. A lot.
I'll make sure to check in on how that's going.
Gorgeous. Well, that was the top stories of the week. It was Tim McGraw's birthday. I was going to do like 10 facts you didn't know about Tim McGraw. But the number one fact that no one knows about Tim McGraw is that his name is Tim. Think about that. Tim McGraw's name is Tim. That's embarrassing. Hey, Tim.
You know what his dad's name is?
What?
Tug.
Wow. Okay.
Tug McGraw.
Wow. His adoptive father or his biological father?
What? He's adopted?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That was part of the 10 facts you didn't know about Tim McGraw.
I didn't know that.
Apparently you didn't know.
His dad was a baseball player. Tug McGraw.
So that was probably his biological father.
So he was adopted.
Yeah.
But not by Tug McGraw.
No, I think
that's what you're claiming.
Birthed by Tug McGraw's lover 9 months previously. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, are there any other more fun facts?
He likes to quail hunt, so that's why I didn't pick it, because it wasn't very riveting. So I thought the most interesting fact was that his name's Tim. You just don't think about that. Oh, wait, I do have a good story. Celebrity sighting in Nashville. I met Zara the other day, making my returns as one does.
You're where?
Zara.
Oh.
Because I'm not going to go to the dressing room and have them bully me, because you just feel so bad about yourself with the lighting in there. But I'm at the cash register with my sister and my baby. Who walks in? TJ Osborne of Brothers Osborne. And usually I'm not going to say something. Okay, this whole episode is about me going up to famous people. But I swear, I usually don't go up to famous people because it's so embarrassing. Why would I I want to act like I'm one of them. So I don't need to go up to them. But I have always said if I ever met one of the brothers from Brothers Osborne, I would say something, because I have watched them. I literally went with my husband years ago to see them play at the Dave & Buster's at the Opry Mills Mall.
Wow.
And now they're Grammy stage, all that kind of stuff. So, how do you start those conversations? I was so unbelievably awkward. My face was so red, but I was like, excuse me? I just have to let you know. And he was so nice and complimentary. And
so what'd you say? Just great. You like his music?
I just said, I love your music. I'm so happy for you and your brother and how successful you are. I literally saw you guys play Dave & Buster's at the Opry Mills Mall. And now you guys are super famous. And he was like, whoa, that's crazy. That is a throwback. I could tell at dinner that night, he was still thinking about me. He was still talking about me.
Well, that's good. In a positive way.
Yeah. I mean, I just feel like I carried it through, because now next songwriting session he goes to, recording session, that's going to carry with him in his heart of wow, I really have come far. And he's going to think of me and my face. I wasn't wearing any makeup, but that's fine. Yeah, wow.
Did in person, is his voice just as deep and as soothing? You want him to have an ASMR
Yeah, he talks all
channel?
from here.
Yeah.
It's so nice. Can't relate. I'm a very kind of girl, but... All right, we better shut this down before we run out of space on the memory card.
Okay.
But, all right, well, thank you guys so much for listening to the CMT. This is the Country Music Tea, a country music pop culture podcast. And truly, you can follow us everywhere. And everywhere, we mean TikTok and Instagram. And Stephanie, you can follow Frank home. Cut him out.
All right. Well, have a nice life.
Have a nice life. Bye.